Hey, what's up guys, English here from GamingRealm.com. Welcome to I Am Gameplay, and today I want to talk to you about Doom. Alright guys, so Doom came onto the scene with a really big thump. I mean, it sent ripples everywhere. Everybody has been waiting for Doom to return since like 2004 with Doom 3. I could be wrong on the dates, but I think I'm not. Anyways, the game is really fun. They have completely taken the title, reworked it, revived it, and it is probably one of the funnest things you'll play probably all year as far as a first-person shooter. The gameplay on Doom is really simple. It's really addicting. I would say that the gameplay mechanics, as far as movement, melee, the weapons, everything seems pretty balanced, pretty basic. It's very fast-paced. There is a big difference between the campaign and the multiplayer. I'm gonna heavily focus on the multiplayer because that's where I spend most of my time. The campaign is really awesome. The graphics are ridiculous. We'll get into graphics in a second though. But the gameplay for the campaign is basically very standard. The enemies are really hard. The AI is pretty decent if you step it up and make it harder. It does get increasingly more difficult, but nothing too hard that you can't handle yourself. If you also want to play the snap maps, you can play co-op as well. So they did focus on a lot of different options for people who want to play this game, and I think they focused as a whole to attract many different types of people, because they want obviously to attract the old school Doom fans, but they want to make people feel like the game is not archaic, and so the multiplayer adds a really awesome option as well. Going on to the graphics, this thing gets a 10 out of 10. I mean, there's no, it blew my mind how, and it still blows my mind how good the game looks, how well it moves. With the NVIDIA, if you're using NVIDIA, the graphics updates, the card updates are working pretty well. I updated again today, and the game seems to be running just as well. So there's really no problems with the graphics. I don't think they could have done anything better to make them any better. The motion blur, I went in and had to turn down the motion blur. I really don't like it, like the crispness of the graphics, and so I went down and actually turned the motion blur. I turned it off at one point, but then I turned it back up just a little bit at some point as well. They give you a lot of options with the graphics. You're able to change the color grading, even the film grading. You can go with the film grade, you can go with a cinematic film grade, you can go with the grimy film grade, you can go just standard. I started off with standard, and I actually tried each one just to see how well I like the gameplay experience more, and I find myself switching back and forth through different ones and customizing it completely. But as far as the graphics go, I run this thing with two GTX 970s and SLI, and even though this game doesn't really support SLI right now, it runs phenomenal with them, and I run this game pretty much max. Now if I overclock about 10 to 20%, I have no issues at all, but the cards do run a little hot. Just keep that in mind. But graphics wise, this game is 10 out of 10 amazing. Onto the sound. Now, sound is very subjective. I always tell you that in my tech videos, because it really is. But the music that was chosen for this game and the campaign, even in the multiplayer, is amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, when you're going through the campaign, dude, there is nothing better that you hear at specific times when you're about to fight bosses or anything like that. The music is just phenomenal. I mean, they really capture you with the music, and in no way does this game feel like it's an imitation of what it's supposed to be. This game literally feels like this is the Doom you should have always played. And what I like about it is that the sound that they used was very, I just don't know how they went in, if they went and looked back at the previous Dooms and they decided, I don't know how they did it, but they did a really good job That's all I can say. I'm gonna give the sound a 10 out of 10 just because it was that phenomenal. Now, overall, I'm gonna say Doom is a pretty damned well thought out game as a whole. They took so much time to actually make this game work, and it does. Like I said, I've met people and I know people on my friends list who prefer only to play the campaign, and people on my friends list who only prefer to play on the multiplayer. I find myself so addicted to the multiplayer that I have still not been able to really tap into the campaign and delve into it like I should have. And you know, because to me, it doesn't feel like there's a time limit with this game. Most games you'll play, sometimes you have to beat it really quickly, otherwise you're gonna lose interest. This game is not like that at all, and I find that people who do play this game are really gonna enjoy it for what it is. Doom is amazing. I don't think that you would, if you've ever played any of them before, or you're a fan of the original Dooms back in my childhood, then you know that what you're going to get here is gold. They spent a lot of time, like I said, and they perfected what they wanted. I said, probably on Twitter at some point, I said Doom 4, or Doom 2016, is possibly the best game, first-person shooter that exists at the moment. And I think, honestly, it feels like it's the new Halo. It feels like it's the new like Call of Duty. It feels like they've mashed those together and they've just created a very fun experience to have. There are some downsides as far as the gameplay. There are certain weapons that seem to be extremely OP, and there seems like there are certain weapons that need to be toned down a bit, or they need to be boosted a bit. But I mean, all those things that do not spoil the gameplay. I hope that they do make some updates in the future, and what I really want to see on this game is new maps, because you get to the point where you mentally try to map out how these map layouts are, and just so you can have the advantage. And so, like I said, it is great. It's a great game. If you play it and you're a multiplayer fan, you will find yourself extremely addicted. I've already prestiged like 4 times. There's no, I think there's an end to it, maybe at 6 or 7, I'm not sure. I'll find out soon though. But if you're into the campaign, there will be plenty there, plenty of content there. There'll be plenty of options if you play the campaign to go into the site maps and do custom, make your own custom maps, play co-op and other things like that. So there's enough for both to satisfy both hungers for this game. You won't be disappointed. If you guys love this review, if you guys love the game, please go support it, pick it up, play it, and give it your all. Give it a real chance, and decide the pros and the cons to this video game. I always say that if you're going to have a review, it needs to be balanced and it needs to be real. So this is the realest review that I can give of Doom, and I love it. So if you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and please hit up gamingrealm.com. The link will be in the description for you guys. I'm a writer there, and like I said, I would love for you guys to come through, critique my articles, like them, share them, follow me, follow the website, and hopefully this time around next year you'll see me at E3, so I can get some really good stuff for you guys. But yeah, catch you in the next one. Peace.